Hi everyone, I'm Huub Hildenbrand. Thanks for tuning into my channel, Huub Hildenbrand Guitar Academia. Today we have lesson 1 of 3-note structures played harmonically on the fretboard, and we have different types of voicings, and these we will discuss in the next 3 upcoming lessons. So let's get right into the endless ocean of music. So there's also a PDF file for this lesson. You can download down in the description. Click on the link, PDF file. Okay, what we're doing today is I will show you 2 different kinds of voicings, like the main voicings, the main ways to play a 3-note structure on the guitar. And when I'm talking about 3-note structures, this term is actually includes like all different possible 3-note structures. So any 3 different notes. We will talk about that later. But now we start from just minor and major triads now, just to make the concept clear, the system. So if we have a C major triad, for example, we have 3 different notes. We have the root, the C, the major third, the E, and the G, the perfect fifth. And there are different ways how we can play these 3 notes together harmonically on the fretboard. And the main, you can say, the main category where all other categories will derive from is a closed position. And a closed position triad, what does it mean? Closed position means the notes in the triad, in the chord, are as close as possible together. And the way we achieve this is quite simple. We just try to put all of the notes in one octave. So if the voicing is, the total range of the voicing is not exceeding major 7s, we really make sure that, because in that range all notes are just one time present, so you have only one time an E, only one D, and so on. So we make sure that all these notes are as close as possible together. So we have a closed position C major triad root position. That's C, E, G. Probably you all know this chord. So just C, E, G. So remember, our range here is just a perfect fifth, and all the notes are in that small range. So this is, of course, a closed position. And also another way how to think about is that between 2 adjacent notes, it's not possible to have another chord tone in between. So, for example, if you have C, E, G, between C and E, there is no other chord tone possible. But for example, when you have C, G, and then go on, but we will talk about this later. I just want to make sure that you really understand the closed position, the idea of a closed position. So all notes are as close as possible together. So we have C, E, G, then we have E, G, C, that's first inversion, C major triad, closed position, and we have G, C, E. G, C, E is also a closed position. And then the whole thing starts again in the next octave. So you have C, E, G, E, G, C, G, C, E, and C, E, G. So these are all close position triads, and we can practice these category, that family, you can say, we can practice in two different ways. First way is we just play the triad and we play it horizontal across the fretboard, and we will keep the highest note on the same string. So the lowest possible close position triad of C major would be this chord. So G, C, E. So we have our melody note, our top note on the D string, and we keep the melody note on the D string. So we go from that to that chord. And then we go to that chord. So we have a C on the D string, and then we go to that chord. G, C, E. So all the notes of the triad are on the D string. I can't get higher here anymore because my highest note on the E string is B. So this C, E, G. G would be not possible, but make sure that you go as high as possible on your instrument, and back and forth. So we can do the same thing with a melody note on the G string. So we have C, E, G, E, G, C, G, C, E, C, E, G, and then quite difficult here we have, let's say maybe. Okay, E, G, C, and we can play the same stuff down. And we have the melody note on the B string. And we have the melody note on the high E string. So we can practice these triads that way, just up and down, horizontally. And there's also another possibility. For example, for triads, we have the possibility to think one note per string. So if we have a C major triad, we can play the first note on the E string, on the 6th string, then go to the 5th string with the E, on to the 4th string with the G, to the 3rd string with the C, to the 2nd string with the E, and to the 1st string with the G. So that way we play the whole triad, each note on a different string. And we have 3 different fingerings. We have this, we have this, and we have this. Then it would just repeat with the first one we had. So because we have just 3 different notes, we have just 3 different fingerings for these kinds of arpeggios. And these arpeggios we can use, we can take for playing the chords. We can go like this. So we play the lowest 3 strings, then we go to the next 3 strings, then we go to the next, then we go to the last. So we can play. Same we can do in the next position. And this one we also have down as an open C chord. We can play that. Okay. These are the different ways you can think. You can practice these close position triads on the fretboard. Okay, we come to the next category, you can say, and that is job 2 voicings. Job 2 voicings, they are also very often just called open position triads. But this is quite a unclear term, because open position means just it has openings in it. So between every adjacent notes in a chord, you can put another note of the triad. So there are openings. That's why they're called open chords. But how big these openings are and whether there are maybe 2 other notes fitting or 3, it's not, the term doesn't really make this clear. But drop 2 voicing is actually, it's a very clear term. The whole drop 2 and drop 3 later, drop 2 and 4 and so on, for 4-part chords, 4-note structures. That's a real cool system because you can really go very systematically to find all the different voicings for a certain 3-note or 4-note structure. What does it mean, drop 2? Drop 2, when you say drop 2 or later also drop 3, this 2 and 3 is means the strings. The notes of the chord counted from the top. So, for example, if you have a C major triad in root position here, C, E, G, you count these 3 notes from top down. You count 1, 2, 3. So, G is the first, E is the second, C is the 3rd note in the chord. And drop 2 just means you drop the 2nd note, the E, so it's a middle note. Also in this case, always with 3-note structures, the middle note, drop 2 means the middle note 1 octave lower. That's the system. Drop means, in this case here, drop means we played 1 octave lower. So, if we play E here, 1 octave lower, we come to this E. So instead of playing the E here, we play it here. So that's a drop 2 voicing. That's in first inversion, because E is in the bass. And these drop 2 voicings, they're actually really nice sounds. Sometimes these close position triads, they are very dense, you can say. The notes are very much together, like kind of a cluster, you can say. And because of that, it's on the guitar they really sound sometimes very unclear and not nice. In a way. I mean, of course, it depends on the context and also on the sound of your guitar or what kind of equipment you use. I mean, I think it's really a sound thing here. But the 3-note structures as a drop 2 voicings, they are actually very, you can say, they're open and they are very clear and very transparent, and they have a bigger range, of course, and so it's easier to really hear the different notes, and they are more away from each other, so they are not interfering so much. And also later on they will give us much more possibilities with voice leading, but this is another topic for another lesson. Okay, now these drop 2 voicings we can practice the same way as close position triads. So we can, for example, with this triad here, ECG, we can go to the next, GEC. So always think, okay, you have a top note stays the same, you play a closed position triad, and then you have the 2nd note, the G, and you drop it down 1 octave, so you have this chord. And you can play the E here, or you can play the E here. Actually, with these drop 2 voicings, you are quite flexible. There are a lot of possibilities actually to play these chords on the fretboard. For example, you can take this first chord again. We had like E, C, G. We can play the C also here. So this is possible. Again, back to the next. Then we can play this E. We can play here. So we have this. All the same voicing. We can play the G here. We can play the C here. We can play the E here. We can play the G here. We can play the C here. And we can play the G here. So this one voicing actually, E, C, G, we can play. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 possibilities to play this voicing. This is maybe confusing, but at the same time, it's really cool that we are so flexible with this job 2 voicing. Because most of the time we have more possibilities, and so we have much more possibilities to connect different 2-part, 3-part job 2 voicings later. Okay, let's go back to the possibility how we can practice these job 2 voicings. We keep the top note on one string, so the top note is on the E string, so we can play this and we go to the next voicing, to the next, and to the next. Then I can't go any higher because I miss a C here, so we go back. We can do the same on the B string, top note on the B string. Yeah, and I use different voicings. Sometimes I play it like this, or I play it like this, or like this, or like this. I never really fixed that. I'm just aware of it that there are more possibilities. So it's always good to look for maybe possibilities you don't use so much, or for different ways of playing the same thing in this case. Okay, then we have the melody note on the G string. Melody note on the D string. So in this case we play on 3 adjacent strings. So we play E, C, G, and then this one. This is, I mean, maybe almost impossible. So, yeah, but we can play this one, and we can play this one, of course. This is a bit too much. Anyway, if you have long fingers and very huge hands, you can go for it. But check out all these possibilities. Really think about, like, take one voicing and think about different ways how to play this chord. Oops. The same chord. Fretboard. Okay, what else? So we discussed today. We discussed these 2 possibilities: close position and drop 2. And there's another thing we really covered now, because we have just 3 notes. There are just 6 possibilities how to arrange 6 notes, going from bottom to top. We can say, okay, C, E, G, or we can say C, G, E. So C, E, G, in this order, C, E, G is a closed position triad, and C, G, E is an open position triad. Then we go to E, G, C, close position triad, and instead of E, G, C, we play E, C, G. So E, C, G is an open position triad. The next would be close position, G, C, G, C, E, and then instead of G, C, E, we play G, E, C. So we have an open position triad. You understand? So we have all 6 possible orders of these 3 notes. We go from top up, from bottom up. So we have C, E, G, and we have C, G, E. Then we go from E, G, C, and then E, C, G, and then G, C, E, and G, E, C. You find this also on the PDF, but that's the idea here. Later on, we have different families. We even spread the notes out over the fretboard even more, but there are just these 6 possible orders. So you already have all the possible orders actually. So later on we will derive all these other forms from these 2 categories: close position and drop 2. Okay, at the end of this lesson I just play you all these different forms just to repeat it, so you can listen to them and see how they move on the fretboard. Close position. And we have drop 2. Okay, I think you really hear this difference of these 2 categories very clear. So I think these drop 2 voicings, they have a much more nice, beautiful, wider and transparent sound on the guitar than these close position triads. But anyway, learn them both, and when you learn them quite well, we go to the next lesson. Lesson 2 of the 3-note structures harmonically on the guitar. So I hope you like this lesson, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Every Friday there's a new video coming out here on this Guitar Academia. And also there's a possibility where you can donate. You can go to my website, guitar-academia.com. There you find a button where you can donate. So to support me here, to support this work, that it will go on. There's a lot of stuff to cover in the future, and hopefully you stay tuned. So thanks for watching. My name is Huub Hildenbrand.